Have you ever met someone who seemed impossible to understand? Someone who pulls you in with their mysterious energy, yet keeps you at a distance with silence? Maybe that person is a Scorpio. Scorpio is known as the most intense and misunderstood sign of the zodiac. People often say Scorpios are cold, controlling, or even dangerous. But is that really the truth? Or is there something much deeper hiding behind that mysterious mask? What if I told you? Scorpio is not about darkness. It's about emotional truth. About facing pain that others run away from. About loving so deeply, it becomes both their strength and their greatest fear. In today's video, we're going to explore 18 psychological secrets of Scorpio. Secrets that will completely change the way you see this powerful sign. Secrets that may even help you understand yourself in ways you never expected. If you're a Scorpio, or you love one, this journey is for you. And if you've ever felt misunderstood, maybe you'll find a part of your story here too. So, take a deep breath. Stay with me until the end. I promise, what you're about to discover is not just about Scorpio. It's about the hidden emotional world we all carry inside. And before we dive in, if you enjoy content about astrology, psychology, and personal growth, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Ready? Let's begin. Have you ever wondered why Scorpios always seem so guarded? Why they rarely open up, even to the people they love the most? It's not because they don't care. It's because, deep down, they care too much. What you're seeing as coldness or distance is often just fear. Fear of being hurt. Fear of showing their vulnerability and getting crushed. Scorpios build emotional walls not to keep love out, but to protect what's fragile inside them. Think about someone who's been betrayed before. Maybe you've felt that kind of hurt yourself. You know how easy it is to shut down, to tell yourself you'll never let anyone get that close again. Scorpios live in that state. Not because they want to, but because their heart remembers every wound. And behind their mysterious silence lies a deep longing for someone who understands. For someone patient enough to see through their defenses. But when you finally reach a Scorpio's heart, you'll discover something rare. A loyalty so strong, it can feel overwhelming. Because once they trust you, they don't hold back. They'll stand beside you through anything. They'll protect you, believe in you, and love you with every part of themselves. Yet, this loyalty has a dark side. Betray them once, and they may never trust you again. That's the paradox of Scorpio love. It's all or nothing. And it's this extreme that often makes others misunderstand them. People wonder why Scorpios can be so unforgiving. But if you understand their heart, you'll realize letting go isn't about pride. It's about survival. They can't risk breaking twice over the same person. Scorpios also crave emotional control. Not because they want to control others, but because they're terrified of losing control inside themselves. Imagine carrying intense emotions every single day. Feeling so powerful, they could drown you if you let them overflow. For Scorpio, controlling their environment is their way of creating safety. When things around them feel predictable, their heart feels calmer. So when they try to take charge of a situation, it's not about power. It's about calming the storm inside. If you've ever seen a Scorpio in charge of a project, a relationship, or even just planning a trip, you might have thought they were being controlling. But in their mind, they're building stability. A space where they can breathe. A space where emotions can feel safe again. And the more they trust you, the less they'll need to control. Because your trust becomes their security. Now let's talk about the aura, that magnetic energy that seems to draw people in without even trying. Scorpios don't seduce with words or actions. They seduce with silence. With depth. With a presence that feels different. When a Scorpio enters a room, they don't have to speak. You feel them. And you wonder, who are they? What are they thinking? That pull isn't accidental. It comes from their emotional depth. From carrying so much intensity inside that it radiates outward without them even realizing. It's not about beauty or charm. It's about energy. Think about that person who doesn't say much, but when they look at you, you feel seen. Truly seen. That's the Scorpio power. It's their ability to connect without words. To make you question your own emotions simply by standing beside them. And what's fascinating is that they don't even try to create this effect. Most Scorpios don't realize how magnetic they are. They think people avoid them. In reality, people are often intimidated by the depth they sense but don't understand. And yet, those who dare to step closer often find themselves unable to pull away. What Scorpios need to understand is this: their presence alone is enough. They don't need to chase love, friendships, or approval. By embracing their inner depth and trusting their natural energy, they can allow people who truly resonate with their soul to come closer. For you, whether you're a Scorpio or simply someone drawn to one, remember this: emotional depth isn't something to fear. It's something to cherish. In a world obsessed with surface-level conversations and quick fixes, Scorpios remind us that connection is something sacred. Something that requires patience, trust, and vulnerability. So the next time a Scorpio pushes you away, or hides behind silence, don't take it personally. It's their heart's way of saying, "I'm afraid. Please be gentle." And if you're brave enough to stay, you might just witness the most beautiful emotional transformation of your life. Because once a Scorpio trusts you, their love is the kind that never fades. Their loyalty is the kind that withstands storms. And their soul is the kind that will forever change yours. Let that sink in for a moment. What would happen if you stopped fearing emotional depth and started embracing it? Maybe that's what Scorpio has been trying to teach us all along. Have you ever wondered why Scorpios doubt everything around them? Why even simple words of reassurance sometimes fail to reach them? It's not because they enjoy doubting people. It's because their mind constantly searches for hidden truths. For Scorpio, trust is never simple. From an early age, many Scorpios learn that people's words don't always match their actions. And so, they begin to question. They question promises. They question motives. And sometimes, they even question love itself. Imagine trying to love someone while your heart whispers, "What if they leave? What if they're lying?" That's the Scorpio's daily inner battle. It's exhausting. And yet, they carry this skepticism like a shield. Not to push people away, but to protect themselves from getting hurt again. If you love a Scorpio, understand this: their doubts are not about you. They're about old wounds. And the only way to help them trust is consistency, honest actions, gentle patience. Over time, your loyalty can soften even the most guarded Scorpio heart. Now, think about Scorpio's anger. People often misunderstand it. They see the outburst, the silence, the sudden distance, and they assume Scorpio is unstable or cruel. But that's not true. Scorpio's anger doesn't appear out of nowhere. It's born from pain, from betrayal, from feeling like their trust was shattered once again. When they lash out, it's not because they want to hurt you. It's because they've been hurt so deeply, they don't know how else to protect their heart. Picture someone who tries to stay calm but feels like their world is collapsing inside. That's how a Scorpio feels when trust is broken. Their anger is not the real problem. It's the symptom. The deeper issue is emotional betrayal, whether real or perceived. And when they get angry, it's their heart's desperate way of saying, "Please, don't hurt me again." If you face Scorpio's anger, respond not with more anger, but with empathy. Give them space, but don't abandon them. Be patient. When the storm passes, you'll see the vulnerability they tried so hard to hide. Let's move to something often seen as negative: possessiveness. People say Scorpios are controlling in relationships. But have you ever looked deeper into why? At the root of this behavior is fear. Scorpios fear losing those they love. Fear being replaced. Fear not being enough. Their possessiveness isn't about power. It's about survival. When they hold on tightly, it's not to control you. It's to feel safe. To know that the love they give so fully won't disappear overnight. Imagine being in love but feeling every moment like it could be taken from you. That's the Scorpio experience. If you're with a Scorpio, reassure them without judgment. Let them know your love is not conditional. Their possessiveness will soften when their heart feels secure. What they need isn't control. It's safety. And here's something many people never realize. Scorpios are relentless seekers of truth. But not just any truth. They seek emotional truth. They need to know what's real, who's real, and why people behave the way they do. This is why they test people, ask uncomfortable questions, and observe quietly from the sidelines. They don't trust easily because they're looking for authenticity. They've been hurt by masks before. So, every new person they meet is silently tested. But here's the secret most people don't know. Scorpios aren't testing you to judge you. They're testing you to see if you're safe. If you're genuine. If you're someone who won't betray their heart. The moment they sense dishonesty, even a small lie, the wall goes up. Not out of cruelty. Out of protection. Their past wounds whisper, "Don't risk it." And yet, all they truly crave is someone who will pass those quiet tests. Someone who will stand beside them, even when they retreat into silence. Now imagine how exhausting that must be. To always be questioning. To always fear betrayal. To always search for hidden motives. This is the inner world of Scorpio. It's not glamorous. It's not easy. But it's real. And this is why so few people truly understand them. If you are a Scorpio listening right now, I hope you realize something. Not everyone is here to hurt you. Yes, the world has wounded you. Yes, people have lied before. But not everyone will. Give yourself permission to trust. A little at a time. You deserve peace too. You deserve love that doesn't feel like a war. And if you love a Scorpio, remember, the tests, the questions, the silence. They're not walls to keep you out. They're doors waiting to be opened. With patience. With consistency. With honesty. Because once you open those doors, the connection waiting on the other side is unlike anything you've ever known. But the journey isn't over yet. Because the final chapters of Scorpio's story reveal something even deeper. Something more intense. In the next part of this video, we'll explore the 3 final truths that might challenge everything you think you know about Scorpio. And one of them could be the most controversial of all. Stay with me. The most powerful secrets are yet to come. Have you ever felt like someone's silence was rejecting you? Like every quiet moment meant they were pulling further away? If you've loved a Scorpio, you might know that feeling. But what most people don't realize is that their silence doesn't mean distance. It means they're processing. When Scorpios are hurt, they don't shout for help. They withdraw. They retreat into themselves, not because they don't care about you, but because they're protecting their heart. In those silent moments, what they're really thinking is, "Can I trust you with my pain?" The hardest part is, they might not say that out loud. So you're left wondering, waiting, questioning. And here's the truth. If you push them, they'll retreat further. But if you stand still, if you show quiet patience, that's when they might start to open up. A Scorpio needs to feel safe before they let you see their vulnerable side. And safety, for them, isn't built with words. It's built with consistency, with presence, with time. So, the next time a Scorpio disappears into silence, don't assume they've stopped loving you. Understand that their silence might actually be their way of holding on. Now, let's talk about something that surprises many people. Scorpios are often seen as seductive and alluring. But behind that image, there's a deeper truth. Their seduction isn't just about physical attraction. It's about emotional connection. Scorpios seduce not with appearances, but with presence. With the way they listen. The way they make you feel like you're the only person in the world. They don't want surface-level attention. They crave depth. And when they connect with someone, it's intense. It's overwhelming. It's unforgettable. But here's where many misunderstand them. People think Scorpio's seductive nature means they want to control or manipulate. In reality, their desire to connect so deeply comes from an emotional hunger. A need to be seen. To be understood. To find someone who feels as deeply as they do. Their seductive energy isn't about power. It's about longing. And once you understand that, you'll see that their intense gaze, their quiet questions, their soulful presence, it's not a game. It's a plea. A plea for real connection. Think about a time when you've longed for someone to truly see you. To understand your soul. That's what Scorpio wants. That's what they've been searching for, often in silence. Often alone. Now, let's explore the Scorpio woman. So many people see her as sweet and sensitive. But those who really know her, know she's something more. She's strong. She's dominant when she needs to be. She doesn't just go along with life. She shapes it. Scorpio women aren't afraid to take control of a situation. Whether in their career, their family, or their relationships. And that strength often surprises people. It challenges them. It even intimidates them. But here's the truth. Scorpio women aren't trying to scare anyone. Their strength comes from a lifetime of protecting their hearts. They've learned that if they don't stand up for themselves, no one else will. But don't mistake that strength for coldness. Beneath it, there's loyalty. There's passion. There's a heart that loves fiercely and forgives rarely. When a Scorpio woman cares about you, she'll fight for you. She'll protect you. But cross her, and she may never trust you again. If you're close to a Scorpio woman, respect her independence. Celebrate her strength. But also, offer her softness. She needs both. She needs someone who can handle her intensity, but also offer her emotional safety. Love her without trying to control her. Support her without trying to fix her. That's when she'll let you see the tenderness behind her walls. And now, the part that many people fear the most. Scorpio's anger. It's intense. It's fierce. It's unforgettable. But behind that powerful anger is powerful love. Scorpios don't get angry at people they don't care about. Their fury is reserved for those they trusted, those they believed in. Those they let into their guarded hearts. When that trust is broken, their anger becomes their shield. It's their way of saying, I trusted you. And now I'm hurt. But anger for Scorpio isn't just about rage. It's about control. In a moment when their world feels shattered, their anger becomes the one thing they can hold on to. It's their way of regaining power when they feel powerless inside. And once you see their anger not as an attack, but as a cry for control and safety, you'll understand them in a way few people do. So, what should you do when a Scorpio is angry? Give them space. Let them process. Don't fight their fire with more fire. Instead, wait. Be steady. When the anger fades, show them you're still there. That's when healing can begin. Their anger isn't the problem. It's the pain behind it that needs your understanding. By now, you're probably seeing the pattern. Scorpios aren't dangerous. They're wounded. They're protective. And all their intensity, whether it's in love, in anger, or in silence, is a reflection of how deeply they feel everything. But this story isn't over yet. Because the final 3 truths about Scorpio are the ones people rarely speak of. The ones that reveal their deepest fears, their strongest desires, and perhaps their most controversial trait of all. Stay with me. The final chapter of Scorpio's hidden world is where everything changes. Have you ever wondered why some people never forget being hurt? Why certain souls seem to hold on to pain long after others have moved on? This is Scorpio's secret. When they feel betrayed, they don't just forgive and forget. They carry that hurt deep inside, sometimes for years. And when the time feels right, they might seek something most people never expect: revenge. But not the kind of revenge you see in movies. Not loud. Not messy. Scorpio waits. They watch. And they choose their moment carefully. This isn't because they are cruel. It's because their heart craves justice. When they've been hurt, they don't want to destroy someone out of anger. What they want is balance. They want to feel like the pain they carried mattered. That it wasn't ignored. And sometimes, revenge is their way of closing that emotional wound. If you've wronged a Scorpio, remember, what you see as the end of the story might just be the beginning in their mind. But there's a lesson here. If you are a Scorpio, understand that seeking revenge often keeps your wound open. What you're truly searching for is peace. And peace doesn't come from punishing someone else. It comes from setting yourself free. From choosing to heal, not just to hurt back. Forgiveness isn't about letting them win. It's about you choosing your own freedom. Now think about the emotional extremes Scorpios live with every day. They don't feel things a little. They feel everything. Deeply. When they love, it's overwhelming. When they hurt, it consumes them. And this intensity is both a blessing and a burden. It allows Scorpios to experience life in ways others never will. But it also means they carry emotions that feel too heavy for most people to understand. Have you ever felt like your emotions were too much? Like people couldn't handle your passion, your sadness, or your love? That's the Scorpio's reality. And it often leads them to silence. Not because they have nothing to say, but because they're afraid their feelings are too much for the world around them. If you're a Scorpio, here's what you need to know. Your emotions are not a flaw. They are your power. But you don't have to carry them alone. Find people who can hold space for your feelings without judgment. People who don't just tolerate your depth, but value it. And if you're close to a Scorpio, listen. Not just to their words, but to their silence. Behind that silence might be emotions they're too scared to share. Be patient. Be safe. Show them that their feelings won't scare you away. In that space, you'll witness something few people ever do: the raw beauty of a Scorpio's heart. Let's talk about control. People often label Scorpios as controlling. But the question we rarely ask is why. Why do they need to control situations, relationships, even small daily details? The answer is hidden deep in their emotional world. Scorpios crave control, not to dominate others, but to soothe the chaos inside themselves. Imagine feeling so many emotions, so many fears, so much uncertainty, and realizing that the only way to feel safe is to control what's around you. That's the Scorpio experience. Their control is their survival tool. By controlling their world, they believe they can protect their heart. Can you blame someone for wanting to feel safe? If you're a Scorpio, remember this. Control may make you feel secure. But true peace comes when you trust, not just others, but yourself. Trust that even if things go wrong, you'll survive. That you don't need to manage everything to protect your heart. letting go doesn't mean losing safety. Sometimes, it's how you find it. And if you're with a Scorpio, don't fight their need for control with resistance. Offer them gentle reassurance instead. Show them that they can relax with you. That you're not here to threaten their safety, but to share it. Finally, let's explore something most people miss. Scorpios often go silent during conflicts. They withdraw. They shut down. And people assume they don't care. But silence, for Scorpio, isn't distance. It's self-protection. When emotions become too overwhelming, they retreat inside themselves. Not because they've stopped feeling, but because they're feeling too much. Have you ever had a moment when words just wouldn't come? When emotions tangled inside you so tightly that silence felt like the only safe choice? That's what happens inside a Scorpio. Their silence is not rejection. It's their shield. If you're close to a Scorpio, don't break down their silence with force. Let them know you're there, without pressure. Their words will come when their heart feels safe again. And if you are a Scorpio, know this. You're allowed to speak, even when you feel vulnerable. You're allowed to express, even when emotions overwhelm you. You don't have to carry it all alone. Let someone in. Even just a little. You might be surprised at how healing that can feel. We've uncovered many truths today. But the deepest mysteries of Scorpio still remain. In the final part of this video, we'll explore their most hidden fears, their strongest desires, and the emotional secrets even Scorpios themselves struggle to understand. Stay with me. What you'll discover next may forever change how you see this powerful sign. Have you ever wondered why a Scorpio's kiss feels different? Why their touch lingers longer in your memory than anyone else's? It's not just physical. For Scorpio, a kiss isn't just a kiss. It's a doorway to their soul. When they kiss, they're not thinking about technique or perfection. They're thinking about connection. Emotional. Spiritual. Their kiss is a message, a silent way to say, I trust you. I feel safe with you. And sometimes, even, I'm afraid, but I'm letting you in. It's deep. It's intense. And yes, for many, it can be overwhelming. Some people pull back from a Scorpio's passion, thinking it's too much. But what they're really feeling is the weight of unspoken emotions behind every simple gesture. A Scorpio's kiss is an invitation, not just to their body, but to their heart. If you've ever felt this kind of connection, you'll know. It's not about romance. It's about recognition. About finding someone who feels like home, yet unfamiliar all at once. But there's a hidden side to this. Scorpios, despite their passion, don't give their heart easily. Winning a Scorpio's love isn't about charm. It's about patience. They test people without even realizing it. They watch how you act when you're angry, how you treat them when they're silent. They wait to see if you're real. Because what they fear most is opening up to someone who doesn't stay. This is why loving a Scorpio feels like a long journey. You might think they're uninterested. You might believe they're cold. But in truth, they're watching. They're hoping. They're praying in silence that you'll be different from the ones who hurt them. To love a Scorpio, you must prove not just your affection, but your loyalty. Not just in words, but in actions. And if you're patient enough, if you're honest enough, something beautiful happens. Their walls begin to fall. Slowly. Quietly. But once they fall, their love becomes something rare. Something most people spend a lifetime searching for. Scorpios don't love halfway. When they give you their heart, they give it fully. Completely. And they expect the same in return. If you're not ready for deep love, don't try to unlock a Scorpio's heart. But if you are, if you're willing to stand through their storms, their silences, their doubts, you'll find a connection that can heal wounds you didn't even know you carried. And maybe that's the final lesson Scorpio teaches us. That love isn't about perfection. It's about trust. And building that trust takes time, presence, and courage. So, after everything we've explored today, after all the shadows and mysteries of Scorpio's soul, what does it all mean? It means this. Being misunderstood is not Scorpio's curse. It's their story. A story of a heart too deep for the world to understand at first glance. A story of silent pain, fierce loyalty, and love that can burn or heal, depending on how it's handled. If you're a Scorpio, maybe you've recognized yourself here. Maybe, for the first time, you feel seen. Know this, your depth is not a weakness. Your silence is not rejection. Your intensity is not something to hide. You are built to feel life more deeply than others. And that is your gift. And if you're someone who loves a Scorpio, now you know. They're not impossible. They're not cold. They're not unreachable. They're simply waiting for someone who sees past the mystery, to the heart that's been waiting for love. Thank you for staying with me through this journey into the Scorpio soul. If you saw yourself, or someone you love, in today's video, let me know. Comment below. Share your story. You're not alone. And if this video touched your heart, even just a little, don't forget to subscribe. Like this video. And share it with someone who needs to hear these words. Because we all know someone carrying emotions they're too scared to speak. And trust me, there's so much more to discover. In the next videos, we'll explore not just Scorpio, but every hidden side of the human heart. Stay curious. Stay kind. And remember, sometimes the quietest souls carry the loudest love. See you soon.